Hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling. Today's project is number 2 using Regal Flora Bundle. Isn't that beautiful? I love blues and navies and silvers. So this is right up my alley. And I was trying to figure out what colors to do the flowers because I wanted them to look a hint white. So I asked Tony, which I asked him more just to be I don't want to say a good wife, but you know, a good wife, and get him involved, because sometimes he comes in here and he says, wow, you got a lot going on, and then he leaves. And so he says, well, if you want them white and you're going to do that gray color, what if you put black in the center? And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. So I tried doing Smoky Slate Stamp Off and then Basic Gray, which is just a darker hue in between Smoky Slate and black. And I love how it came out. To me, it looks very delicate. I don't know that black would have worked. I didn't even try it. But I'm just loving this card, how it's turning out. The products are beautiful with this. So we'll be using Regal Flora Bundle. And then also for this circle with the vines on it, this is Lifetime, or I think it's Lifetime of Love. And it also comes with this shape, but the circle perfectly fits on this square. And then also these same dies for these little flowers here and the leaves. And that was just like a little add-on. And this, okay, this is the second. I'll be doing 3 using Regal Flora Bundle. This is a second. Here is the first one. Another fun fold. And I love how that one came out. But there's the video on this one too, which you're welcome to look at. And Avid Stampers, which is what I call this when I do a series of 3, if you buy the bundle through me, I'll send you the card kits for free. And the card kit for this one is just like that. Everything that you don't have dies for, I'll do for you. For instance, if you don't have Lifetime of Love dies, this is already done in your kit. If it's a die that, for instance, the flowers that comes in your bundle, I won't do that. And of course I can't do any stamping, but I'll do everything else possible. So this is what you get in the mail, and I'll show you, we'll put this together today. And I was gonna show you something else. Oh, the third one I have going. So here's 1, 2, the third one, it's not there yet. This is what I have going on. And I have my friend Ree over, and we were looking at different colors for a different project, and she suggested these colors, and I just kind of plopped them there, and it's like, well, look how pretty all of that goes together. So this is where I was headed with it. But then after she came over, it might have some other colors in it. But isn't that just beautiful? This combination of stuff, product. I love it. So this is what the third one will look like. Okay. Oh, that could go over there. So we have 1, 2. We're done with this one. So if you are going to order the bundle, if you can, use this host code, and this host code is in the video description. It's called Regal Flora Bundle, item number 164034 4675, and order it by November 26th, and the card kits will come to you in the mail. So the layout for this came from a card that I did in January, and I was just working on, I have 2 leftovers to make, color the teacups and cut them out. And I'm like, I really like that because it displays the designer paper so pretty. So that's where today's inspiration came from. The bundle is in the catalog on page 35, but page 34, so that's 35. Look how beautiful the paper is. And the ribbon and the gems. And there's also more samples on page 34. I love it when they do that. If ever you're in a stump, you have a bundle or stamps that you're like, I don't know what to do. If you just copy one of their samples, it's so much prettier in person, and many times you could get more ideas after you do the one card, where, oh, I like that with Blackberry Bliss, and what if I change it to like one of those other purple colors? I mean, you could go crazy, and then inspiration will just flow out of you. We'll be using, I think this is called Winter Meadow paper, and it's more for the Smoky Slate designer paper for this piece here. The white worked fine, but the Smoky Slate really goes with the theme here. Let's see if I can get the name. Oh, I don't have it on there. All the products used will be in a link in the video description, so you'll be able to just click the link and see exactly what paper, what item number. Of course, Regal Flora paper. And this is something new. This is called, I think it's Brushed Metallics, and it comes in 2 colors, gold and silver, and it's like it's brushed. So that's what I used for the circle, and then also these little flowers. And it's very similar in the catalog, which I had pulled out, to, what is this one here? Oh, Brushed Silver and Gold Foil. Item number 164861. Well, that's more brushed. Oh, this is the container for that. Oh, I know. In the catalog, they have Textured Metallic, which is very similar. It's not quite as brushed, but look at these beautiful colors. Copper. I think in this one might be, this is a brand new package. It might be more of a silver. And I was thinking of, that's why I pulled it out. I was thinking of using this paper instead of these basic gray leaves, but it's distracting from the flowers, and also it has like a hint of a purple hue, which might be nice for that other project. Oh, okay, I'll put it over in that pile. So let's get started. Uh-oh, I think my Roomba is coming out. She's coming out. Why'd she do that? Perhaps it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, and I turned this off. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is how your kit will arrive in the mail, all 3 of them. Just a little package. And I attach everything with temporary adhesive. And if I can do it, such as the embossing folder, I'll do it for you. Okay, hold on. I'm turning off Roomba. And that's attached. And I just have them lightly attached, just so you know where all the pieces go. Because sometimes if they're all in the bag, you're like, oh, what goes where? And it's like a puzzle, but at least this way you know. And it's temporary adhesive. You give it a twist and it comes right off. And then you could stick it on, and you could stick it on straight. But usually you just hold on to the corners, twist it, and it comes right off. Okay, so let's just start attaching these panels and pieces. Okay, Roomba is off. So I love this embossing folder. This embossing folder is, well, here's the accessories. We'll be using the sheer ribbon, which has that beautiful silver little edge on it. And see how sheer and soft it is? Drusy Dots, D-R-U-S-Y, adhesive back embellishments. We'll be using the silver. They come in 2 sizes. And then in color dots, these are Misty Moonlight, and that's for the flower centers on that little last side panel. And then also Distressed Tile Embossing Folder. That's all. That's all it takes. Oop, haven't been stamping today. And because this navy paper has texture on it from the embossing folder, there's not that much surface to surface contact, so you have to be a little bit heavier than normal on the glue. Making sure none of these little edges pop up. There, that might help. Okay, here's the other one. Twist. Isn't this paper beautiful? Right in the middle. This one. And all the paper cut sizes are in the video description too. And after I get all three done, I'll put all three in a blog post, and my blog is juliebling.com, and it will include photos, the videos for all three of them, and the paper cut sizes for all three of them. Okay, let's hope that is stuck good enough for now. This is for stamping the flowers. There's only two things to stamp on this. Of course, stamp the words on this designer paper, but stamp the flowers and this leaf grouping. Let's do that now, since we're just talking about it. So I'll use this trio and this one. So over here I have two colors, Smoky Slate and Basic Gray. I'm going to start with the Smoky Slate, and like I mentioned, my thought was white flowers, but you don't want just a die cut. You want to take advantage of the beautiful detail in the stamp. So I thought, well, what if it's like a really light gray, Smoky Slate? If you stamp it off, it's even lighter. So that was the plan. And then to pick up a little bit of the detail in the center of the stamp, I'm going to use a dauber into Basic Gray. So here we go. Good and inked, stamp off, then dauber right in the middle. And just kind of tap a little bit. If you go too heavy and with just one tap, you'll get a beautiful dauber ring of heavy ink right in the middle. We don't want that. So this one goes right here. Isn't that pretty? And once again, once it's cut out, it'll look a little bit more like white flowers. And then I'm going to take this stamp, go right into the darker ink, which is Basic Gray, full strength, right here in the corner. And look how pretty that is. These stamps are distinctive stamps. Can you see the detail in that? It's so pretty. And since I have the ink out, I'm going to do Basic Gray. I might have done this one in Smoky Slate. I'm looking at the words, but I'll do it in Smoky or in Basic Gray today. So this is a stamp, and it's very convenient that this paper is perfect size to stamp the first half of it and then to stamp the second half. It just works out well, which is convenient. But there's been times in the past where I've taken a stamp and actually cut through the stamp. You're like, what are you doing? But when there's the two pieces, of course you could use them separate, and then you could take the Your Way and it will fit right into place. So it makes it a little bit more versatile, but some people just are like, no, you can't do that. Therefore, I'm going to do it like this just because the paper is the perfect size. So I'm going to ink up, just Sending Love. It's good and inked. Then I noticed that I have a little bit of ink right over on here. And even if the ink is on there when you stamp, because the paper is distressed, it's not all that obvious. So sending love, I'm going to try to do it straight. Try to get it centered. Okay, that worked out. Okay, so I use different colors. I like them both ways. This definitely stands out more, but I think this is a little bit softer, which goes with the vibe of the card. So any way you decide to do it, it's fine. And if you do mess up, this is a perfect opportunity to take some cutout flowers and turn it over and put some flowers right there. Not that I had planned to mess up or anything. Okay, so I'm going to clean this off. Or is it still wet? I haven't been stamping today. There we go. And I'm going to ink now Your Way. Oh, I did that one good. I don't even see ink over here on the love. So I'm going to try to center that. Try to make it straight. It's a little crooked, but I don't think I'm going to redo it. It's okay. I do like the lighter color words. Well, I say that now. Sometimes when I put it together, it's like, oh, I like it better that way. Okay, so this is going to go on here. Okay, give this a twist. Goes together pretty quick. There's not much stamping on it at all. Okay, this piece, a little bit heavier on the glue because it's textured. I love navy and white. Okay, and finally, this piece. A little bit in the middle. Okay, a little bit close to this crease, but it's okay. That must mean either I scored it crooked or I cut the paper crooked. But because it's right to the edge, it's going to be fine. Okay, so that's done. I was scooching it and I see that navy right there, that color. So before it dries, I'm going to try to wipe off that extra little bit of navy paper. It's probably not a good place to put an embellishment to try to cover it up. See, this is where I wish that I could fast forward and pretend like I didn't do that. But, you know, recovering from whoopses and sharing the experience, sometimes that's just part of stamping. Okay, so I'm going to use the dies to cut out these two items. So there is the flowers, pretending like they're white with a little bit of a heavy hue inside, and the leaf in full strength, basic gray. Okay, so in the pack, this is all the delightful, yummy stuff. So there's a double bow. There is, let's just dump all this out because we're going to use it all. Every little bit. Little flower. So in here is a double bow. It's kind of like opening a Christmas stocking. And you can put the wreath on. And then there's bling, 2 different kinds of bling, 4 basic gray leaves, and 3 brushed silver or brushed metallic little flowers. Oh, and then this piece is the same designer paper is right here. And then this die is in your bundle. So that comes with it. So this we could stick down. I don't know what this is. It's a element of interest. Should be enough glue, especially because I'm going to put the flowers and the leaves over the top of it. So it's kind of color on color, but it just adds a little interest. Let's do the circle. So the circle, I know that by accident I chopped off the leaf right here, so I'm going to try to cover that up. But I think this circle, you know, I'm going to put this piece onto the card. Are all these attached? Yeah. So to put it onto the card, it's not tricky at all. I'm going to start out with this little panel, put glue all over here. Once again, a bit heavy because it's sticking to a embossed piece of paper. And I'm trying to do light glue to the edge, but not so much that when you put it down, you don't want the glue to smush out. Okay, so it's going to go on like that, right here. And I'm looking at this, trying to get it centered onto the card right up against the edge. So there it is against the edge. And the top and bottom look about centered. If it's not perfect, that's okay. But you do want this piece here, the piece you just attached, to be parallel with the top and the bottom. You don't want it crooked. So I'm going to open it up, which will kind of accentuate if it's straight or not. And I think that this amount looks equal to that amount. So it's good. It can stick. Go ahead and stick. I don't have to be pulling it up really fast. And then next part is to close this in and attach this piece. So when you're looking at it, you want glue probably on like 1.5 inches over here. So for now, I'm going to put glue on the underside on the white, just here for maybe 1/2 inch, and then I'll put glue right on here. Just because me guesstimating this 1.5 inches, I don't know that I can do that proper. I can do this. Oh, this is going on regular paper, so I don't have to be that heavy on the glue. So I put glue on here, maybe 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to put glue on here. Or adhesive, whatever you have. But you want something pretty sticky. So the last thing you want is your card to be letting go and coming undone. Okay. So that's looking good. Now, back to the wreath. Where's my funky spot? Right here. Well, well, maybe it's just going to show. You know what? Here we are. Again, when you get lemons, make lemonade. I'm going to curve this around a little more. I'm pretending like it's just a short leaf. And I'm pretending like It's not a whoops. Curve that around. There. It's a fun size leaf. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down. And I'm going to have the leaves on the sides. I'm not going to worry about sticking down that tiny little circle just because it's really small. And I think if the leaves are stuck down well, it will all hold on just fine. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to put it close. So it's not centered on the square. It's centered more in the card center. So see how these leaves are hanging over the edge? These aren't. Because once I put the bow on here, this is going to take up a lot of space. Did you see that coming? There. Glue. Okay, so for the leaves and the flowers, these are going to go right about here. There's one flower that I really like. I like how this one is facing upward, that one's straight on, and this one is facing downward. So I'm going to put it just about like that. And I'll put it on with dimensional, and then glue under here. Make it more 3D-like. Okay, what'd I say? Dimensional, glue. Dimensional, glue. But before I stick this down, I'm going to grab the bow and check placement because I don't want the bow being like a second thought. I want it to be part of this beautiful collage. So if that goes there, the bow can go with the knot right here in that crack. Kind of covers up that straight on one. Maybe if it drops down a little. Okay, it's gonna go here. The bow is gonna go there. For now, I'll put it on with one glue dot. Right about there. And then this, you know what, is it too late? I'm going to hike it all up just a little bit. There, that's better. Because now the flowers are more in the circle. Because you have to act kind of quick before it dries. So that can go. I like the little stem of it showing. Go right there. So I'll do glue at the bottom. This one just gets glue. There's no room for dimensionals. Okay, that's looking really pretty. And the little basic grade leaves from Lifetime of Love bundle. So these get 2 dimensionals and then glue. 1, 2. Oop. This one can come right here. Then one more. And that one I'm going to have fill this space gently, not like right in the center, but just like it's coming from the bouquet and you just happen to see it. Okay, let's fluff this bow up a little bit. Then I'm going to lock down the bow with glue. Let the glue soak into the ribbon. Okay, and in just a minute I'll trim the ends of the bow. Okay, attaching embellishments. Oh, my favorite thing. So, and I was thinking about putting embellishments on the center of the flowers, but it kind of takes away from the simplicity of it. Too small, one big, too big, one small. Anyway, it's good. They're just beautiful embellishments. Okay. And trim up these ends. So there's the front. And the words. So now, just to decorate this little side panel. So the leaves are going to go on with, same way, 2 dimensionals and a little bit of glue. And then for placement, I'm going to have it kind of like they're swerving out from the flower bunch. And then the flower bunch, it always takes up less room than you think, because I want the flowers to be a bit clustered. So I'm going to leave maybe 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, just a little bit of room for the flowers. So they're kind of swerving away from each other. That's a lot of glue. Give it a second to dry, then it'll be a little bit more clingy. Okay, so here's the little flowers. So 2 of these will go on with dimensionals, and the last one will go on flat, no dimensionals. And I'm kind of sticking them on there lightly, so if necessary I could pull it up for better placement. A little bit of overlap on them. That's really tiny. Okay. Then embellish. None of these are Christmas cards. Sometimes Halloween just passed and I'm like, had enough Christmas already. Not really, just a break from Christmas. Okay. Not let me pick it up, so okay. Aren't those embellishments perfect? I'll hold it up close. It's Misty Moonlight, and the paper is navy, but with the different tones of blue in the designer paper and the different tones of gray, I think they work perfectly. Isn't that just sweet? Okay, there's the other side. So that's it for today's project. Imagine getting this in an envelope. Okay, here's my pretend envelope. Okay. You're feeling it? It's like, it's a little bit thick. Somebody made me a handmade cards. She does that all the time. What is it? You pull it out. Look how pretty. Sending love your way. I think I got this panel a little crooked. Don't tell anyone. Okay, that's it for today's project. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. And wait, as Subi says, have a lovely day. Okay, bye.